Both life and chess are very unpredictable.
Chess as a game has come a full circle.
It would definitely be great for chess to be in the Olympics because of the stature of the Olympics.
And the game of chess is all about getting better of your opponent.
If I hated losing in chess as much as I hated losing in cards, I would be a much better chess player.
See, 37 years back, you single-handedly broke the Soviet wall.
I don't expect to be in control at all. People who observe chess think we are in a lot more control than we actually are.
But you come across as a typical good boy that every mother would like to have.
I want to go back to the room and swear and break something, but equally I understand you can't do this in public.
There's a price that you have to pay to be nice.
I don't know anyone who's actually peaceful inside and outside.
Well, you are talking to one who's neither peaceful inside nor outside.
Well, even better. I think it was Mike Tyson who said, everyone's got a strategy till they're punched in the face.
The future of chess in India is in the safe hands of Mr. Viswanathan Anand.
Good to see you.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
What an honor, Anand, to have you on Duologue. You know, you are the master of the mind. And today I'm going to delve into the mind of the master.
Okay.
And I would start off reading the foreword from your book. Regrets, I've had a few. But then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each chartered course, each careful step along the byway. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all and I stood tall. I did it my way. And it was written in 1969 by Paul Anka.
Mm-hmm.
The year you and I both were born.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, well, also, I must say it's a spectacular song
Yes.
that I've enjoyed a lot. So, you know, when we were thinking of how to start off, that seemed like the perfect thing to put in the book.
Does it describe you?
You know, when I wrote my biography, it felt like a good description of what I had gone through. Though I suspect most people would see their lives like that, but at least it seemed like a pretty decent description.
Very decent. According to me, you would be the greatest sportsman that the entire continent has ever produced. Kudos to you. Anand, often I've seen that we become what we are professionally. I mean, I don't think that we more often than not carry two different personalities while in profession, while in personal life. Like jokingly, I would talk to you about an incident with an actor, my friend, who I was having a conversation with, and I said that, listen, I have a question. How does your wife figure out whether you are really acting or your real emotion you're depicting? Because you say that you need to get into the character. So how does it work? Similarly, I face that when I go home, often I'm reminded that this is not your office, so you're not the boss here.
Right.
So I forget to take off the hat and enter my home. For you, are you a separate personality from across the chessboard or in your real life?
That's a very intelligent observation. I guess I would say it even starts earlier. The connection goes back even earlier. That the way you play chess is related to how you deal with anything in life. If you're impulsive off the board, you'll be impulsive on the board. So in chess, we will have learned some degree of either controlling your impulses, controlling your way of coming to decisions. But in life, if I don't have something of comparable importance like chess to my thing, so your profession is the most important, then I don't have that rigor and discipline. It's harder to correct myself. You need a bad experience before you kind of correct yourself. For instance, I hate losing. And my mother would always joke that if I hated losing in chess as much as I hated losing in cards, I would be a much better chess player. So, to give you an idea. And I suspect that's quite a profound statement. I mean, I imagine it's the same with you.
I find it difficult to be a different personality off work. I think that then I have to feign, I have to act. There are certain things which seamlessly I bring into my personal life also, like focus and discipline, which is again very core words for anything that you want to be successful. I mean, if you enter my room, you'll see that everything is kept as if it's measured by inch. So that is a problem that I faced, that's not very conducive in personal life. So how you managed it, because you see, you said that you hated losing. And the game of chess is all about, to a large extent, about getting better of your opponent, understanding him, at times being deceptive, not letting him understand you, what your moves and motives are, so that having played so many millions of hours of chess, didn't it get ingrained in you?
My own experience is I don't try so hard off the chessboard. Over time, I have realized that I'm a much better chess player than I'm at something else. Mm-hmm. And that therefore I need to improve in lots of areas. But very often, when something goes wrong on the chessboard, I recognize the emotion with something that goes wrong somewhere else. Mm-hmm. It's like I mentioned earlier, but all these hours of training, all the discipline that I brought to the chessboard pays off in ensuring, let's say, my skills are high enough in chess that even if I make a couple of bad moves, I might still get away with it. I've realized that in other walks of life, I can't expect that. So you should not automatically assume because you're good at one thing that this will carry over into other areas. Another point you mentioned, which is that your room is well ordered. Mine is a mess. So if we are going Freudian here, I would say that that's probably how I'm thinking. But my room's a mess. I'm not organized, but because I'm a fairly intuitive player, that's how I like things. And so I shouldn't have to fight it very much either.
That's an interesting point. You're an intuitive player. That's something that I didn't know. I thought that it's all about a strategy that a champion like you starts with. But you also wrote in your book that to be successful in chess, it's about 99% tactic and 1% strategy. That possibly reflects in the statement that you have just said, that you're more intuitive, you take one move at a time while playing chess and in life too.
Yes. I think the way of looking at it is simply that both life and chess are very unpredictable. And this idea that you can have a strategy that you implement to perfection or that you just implement is wrong. As it's, in war, for instance, they say you have a strategy till you meet your opponent.
Yeah.
I think it was Mike Tyson who said everyone's got a strategy till they're punched in the face. So the same thing, right? I don't expect to be in control at all. People who observe chess think we are in a lot more control than we actually are. But in chess, I get ready constantly by trying to prepare for as many unexpected circumstances as possible.
I am very conscious about the learning which you earn or which you learn from various aspects of life, and sports is very close to my heart. And I keep saying that if I hadn't been a corporate executive, definitely I would have been a sports person in some sport. Now, your book, you have listed down all the qualities that the game of chess imparts on someone like you, which are all success secrets for any other walk of life. Is there anything unique which chess teaches people which one cannot find that learning from any other field or any other sport?
I would be very surprised if chess had such a quality. First of all, more or less all sports, they're all mind sports.
Yeah.
Even the physical sports are mind sports.
Mind sports.
But there are fast-paced ones.
Yeah.
In football, let's say, you don't have the time
To think.
after you kick the ball. You don't have time to reflect on that shot.
Correct.
Or that movement. You have to keep following it, and it's very, very fast paced. Nonetheless, even they think, oh, that one didn't go well. Let me remember something else from my repertoire, let's say, which I can try the next time. Maybe a different pass, whatever. Golf, tennis, whatever. Both the fast moving ones and the ones which allow you these breaks to reflect. Nonetheless, it is a mind game. But humans are fundamentally of the mind. I mean,
Yeah. In chess, is it completely mind sports, or physical ability also comes into play?
physical ability plays a huge role in chess. Because in chess, you're making the best move as you see it, but your opponent will counter with the same thing. The opponent will make the best move as well. And then it becomes a long sequence where who breaks first. You have to keep your level. You not only have to make one good move after another, but you cannot sit back and say, I made this good move, now I can take the pedal off.
Also.
And that has a physical consequence. As you're getting tired, your decision making, even the clarity with which you see variations, there's a drop off. Physical fitness is very important because in chess, you should, at the highest level, you should expect to make 20 of the best moves and still not have gotten anywhere.
No progress.
There's nobody gives you a prize for making 3 good moves, because if your opponent plays 3 good replies, then you're back where you started. And then it becomes a war of attrition. Who's going to break down first? And if you don't have the fitness to go with it,
Great level
over time, your performance will drop off. But in general, I've always felt that you don't have to be fit only to be a chess player. You have to be fit if you want to be alive.
Oh, that I fully agree.
I mean, anyone who has a busy schedule will understand, the variability every day of your performance, right? It must be the same for you.
Yeah, absolutely same. Both of us are on the right side of 50, and I think we've done well with our fitness so far. So it's important. It's very important.
That's a very nice way of putting it.
So therefore, chess is a sport. Like in all aspects, it makes the cut to be called a sport. And yet, Olympic keeps it outside. Does it make a difference? I mean, is it a big deal for a game like chess to come back to be considered to be played in Olympics?
It would definitely be great for chess to be in the Olympics because of the stature of the Olympics. We are kind of close. The World Chess Federation is working very closely with the IOC.
Why is not there? What's the logic?
There are multiple sports. I mean, they have different considerations to include a sport, but they get a lot of sports applying as well.
Okay.
But they have some criteria. For a while, the chaos in chess when we had 2 federations, we lost a lot of time. I think we had a good opportunity 20 years back.
At that point in time, okay.
But subsequently for the IOC as well, they have to decide how big the games can become, how much can expand and so on. So there are multiple criteria, but we're working closely with them. Hopefully soon we might be at least in the esports Olympics or perhaps even in the main Olympic. And the fact that we are in the Asian Games and have been in the other global events below the Olympics, that might be a platform to get into the Olympics.
Right. And chess in India, right? I think it's a golden era for India. You're entering in the golden era because you see 37 years back, you single-handedly broke the Soviet wall. They had absolute dominance in world of chess, the undivided USSR. And after that, from the 90s onwards, it got fragmented. Then you came in. Now Carlsen is there. But I believe the current state where India is, I think about 13 players in the top 100. I think the last January ranking says there are 3 in the top 10. So is India poised to become the superpower of chess?
In some ways, we already are the superpower in chess. There are many metrics by which we are. There are many measures by which some other country is. We are not dominant like the Soviet Union used to be. But if you take, for instance, the age of our top players,
all are
with me as an exception, all of them
well,
I think the oldest one is 21. And
so they were not even born when we became the grandmaster.
No, to put it mildly. But they're all incredibly young, which means they have a long time ahead.
They're long time.
Second, they are all in the top 10 together,
Yeah.
or in the top 20, top 50, then the number keeps increasing. They're all there together. And can you imagine how fantastic that is for us? Because they will not only try to have the best results, but the moment one of them has a good result, all the others will be motivated to catch up.
Absolutely.
So they have this beautiful combination of friendship and rivalry.
I think before WACA has come into being and you took charge of the young players, we always had Chennai, Tamil Nadu, has been a hub of chess champions for ages, right? I think 30 out of 85 grandmasters come from Tamil Nadu.
That's right. Yeah.
And that school, Velam.
Velamal is a very interesting school.
17
Spun off in its own, it would be one of the top countries in chess.
Yeah, 17 grandmasters from the school. So therefore, an ecosystem is there at play, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
So I believe that willy-nilly an ecosystem to create champions is already existing in India in that school. A school giving 17 out of 85, almost 20% of the world of the grandmasters from that one school. So the prototype is already there, which I think Gopi Chand has created in badminton. I mean, we had Prakash Padukone after 3 decades. Gopi Chand became the All England champion, and now we have several players in the top 50. But in chess, we already have that in that school, Velampur.
Yes, Velamal has obviously done some remarkable stuff as the school. When I wanted to start my academy, Westbridge came along and supported it. So,
is there any particular reason that you have ever seen, just as an academic interest, that why Tamil Nadu had become? Is it because of this that old story of King Vasudeva, and you have a temple apparently in Tamil Nadu where Shivji is worshipped as god of chess? Obviously, one of the phenomenon is you, but the first international masters of India, Emmanuel, he was also from Tamil Nadu. So Tamil Nadu is you happen to be here possibly, but it had always have this legacy of chess.
Chess was accepted culturally, which means parents don't hesitate to teach the youngsters how to play chess. In fact, they remember to do it. And they encourage their youngsters to go and pursue it. Obviously, of all the people who learn the game, a small fraction, all that's fine. But the initial number is large enough. And in Tamil Nadu, that had an easy acceptance. And when I used to go to that chess club, the Tal Chess Club,
Yes.
in my youth, when I was 9, 10 years old, 11 years old, I used to go there and play very often. These international masters would often visit. And, it's amazing to grow up in a club where the 3 or 4 top players of the country are dropping in and hanging out with everyone.
Will prize money or the amount of funding, sponsorship, etc., that comes into a sport, will it be a factor to increase the popularity of a sport?
Undoubtedly, a lot of people follow these things. It forms part of their decision to play or to pursue, or how much time to dedicate. That's normal. So it's good that chess is increasing its prize funds. Thanks to the Queen's Gambit and the pandemic, even, I would say, all the people stuck at home, chess had its moment, and that we were building on it very nicely. We also have a very clear model, if you like, an ability now to broadcast all our events.
Yes.
And hopefully we are getting more people to engage with the game.
So what I see as far as chess is concerned, if you talk about the prize money, I think if you take a few sports just for the sake of comparison, golf, tennis, badminton, which is a little lower in the rank, and then chess. I think golf and tennis have much higher. All these are individual sports. And then you have badminton and all, you have doubles and some team games in chess too. So they're into close to like for instance, tennis has a prize money in the entire year to the tune of maybe 100 million, whereas chess is about 8-10 million. Badminton is even lower. So as you rightly said, even I feel that finally money drives everything, whether we accept it or not. So I see that we have the supply side more or less in place, willy-nilly got built. that through Chennai, and I feel that I have a model which can be replicated elsewhere to have more and more grandmasters, more and more chess players. We possibly could work a little bit on the demand side also, right? Why would more and more people come into playing chess? One, obviously, the increased augmentation in prize money. The other, do you think it can be made a little more viewer friendly, little more sexy, if I may use the term, like cricket has, from a test cricket has gone into IPL. If we have a format like that IPL in chess, will it make it more popular? Will it help getting its popularity even more than what it is now?
Look, it's pretty clear that there are sports with much more money than chess. First of all, you have the major team sports in the world. But then on top of that, also you have some individual sports. But here's the thing, none of these sports can ever stop and say, well, we have found the perfect model. Mm-hmm. Because audiences get bored. They want to try something else. It's also part of the thing. So chess as well will invent new formats and continue to do so. And other sports are doing that already. Tennis, golf, they're all experimenting with new formats. I'm just giving the individual ones. Obviously, the team sports do the same. So this is a continuous process, but we have grown spectacularly. Over the last couple of years, the prize fund in the World Chess Championship has started to move upwards. It's now the highest it's been. FIDE is dedicated to increasing the prize money in women's chess, and we've increased the prize money we have for various top events for the women. And because we need to attract women, we may need to make it easier for them to say, yes, I can consider a career in chess. But look, as you say, we live in maybe what we can describe as an attention economy, and that's part of what drives things. So how do you keep explaining chess? How do you make it simple for someone who's not very familiar with the things, not steeped in its lore and its history, but
difficult.
But it's come around to the game. How do you engage them? How do you make them curious? And it's exactly in these areas that we have. We now have a lot of possibilities. We have technology which is able to display these things with beautiful graphics, which simplifies the explanation. We now have commentary teams, and again, the broadcast rights. You're able to.
It has become a broadcast sport.
Stream the explanations, the commentary. And what is meant is that even a casual spectator finds several stories, narratives, or events which engage them, and they want to follow more.
Tell me something about yourself. When we used to look at you, we grew up looking at you. By the way, as you know, that you and I are born in the same year. As you were playing chess, I was trying to play bridge. But of course, at no level. I've gone up to the junior national team, but after that, I had to give it up. It's again a mind game, which you said that you haven't played much. The question that I have for you is that you are fiercely competitive in nature. You go there to decimate your opponent, but you come across as a typical good boy that every mother would like to have in their son. So how do you make this transition? Or are you that fiercely competitive, and is it a dormant personality that you have? Do you ever get angry?
All the time.
All the time.
I've just been brought up not to show that in public. So I'm often furious.
Oh, really?
On the chessboard, I'm furious with myself for all the misses, all the mistakes, all that. I'm angry at my opponent, I'm angry at other things, and I want to go back to the room and swear and break something. But equally, I understand you can't do this in public. That's all.
Okay.
So, first of all, I was brought up or told to play chess without giving away my emotions. I think probably one of the first things my mother would have told me, don't immediately, if you make a mistake, don't immediately
react to it.
Reveal through your face that you know it's a mistake.
Oh, no.
Maybe your opponent will miss it, things like that. And then over time, you learn to keep your emotions to yourself and keep a straight face. But it doesn't mean you're not raging inside. or equally euphoric on the other end. We're not really raging, right? You can be euphoric, but you have to keep outward appearances and this and that.
So you're deceptive that way.
I think if you probe most people, they will be like that. I don't know anyone who's actually peaceful inside and outside, but I know a lot of people who know how to control it.
You are talking to one who's neither peaceful inside nor outside.
Well, even better. It's more natural.
More natural, right. No, but, sometimes, like for instance, was it in 2010, right? You're playing Topalov, right? And the venue was Sofia, Bulgaria, which was hometown. You had an option to opt for another venue, but you didn't. And while you didn't, you had weathered that volcano ash. You'd gone there and fought against this. Did it come from the fact that you are above this minor hiccups and minor incidents that happens around the game, and you focus on your game and you go and give your best? Or is it because you're a very nice sportsman and therefore you give in to certain things which can be ignored?
My problem was because Karpov is very famous.
Oh, it was Karpov.
It was Karpov.
Right,
because he's very famous and a legend. I had the feeling that the arbiter, can you imagine a cop where you've been pickpocketed and you catch the pickpocket and you bring him to the cop. But you know in advance the cop is going to tell you, okay, I mean, you caught him, but he's not such a bad guy. He's a legend. Would you like to split the contents of your purse with him? Well, you'd be angry, but it's not you could then, of course, insist on your rights, but it's going to take effort. You'll get angry with the cop. You'll say, well, why aren't you doing your job? Why are you doing this? And I'd had bad experiences, and I felt that I know this arbiter is going to come and waste my time. So maybe like a chess player, I was thinking one move ahead, and I told myself, he's going to come waste my time. I have a 40-minute advantage in a 2-hour game. So I will start with 2 hours, he'll start with an hour and 20, which is an advantage, but it's not such a big advantage that I know that it's going to affect the game. Do I want to spend a lot of energy telling the arbiter to do his job? In my opinion, the arbiter should never even be asking me the question.
That's absolutely right. But
here I knew that the arbiter would come and make a counter proposal as if the offer, in effect, the pickpocket is offering to split the purse. And, okay, bad analogy, but anyway, I thought I shouldn't be fighting the cop and the opponent myself, and the opponent myself. So the hell with it, I'll give him back his 40 moves. That was a practical decision, but I still think it was a mistake. Because later that year, I lost to Karpov, and I thought, well, he learnt from this experience that he can push me around, and I should not have allowed it.
Yes.
So it was a mistake to do that. Funnily enough, I spoke to Kasparov some months later, and he told me the same thing. He said, well, it was a mistake what you did. And I thought, well, yes, he would know immediately because he also went through similar experiences. Whatever. So there are practical decisions I made. I don't know that they were wrong, but I know that I felt that next time around I wouldn't do them anyway. But had things actually come to pass, I don't know if I would actually gone through with it. There's always there's a conflict between saying the next time I'm not going to do this, but when you actually presented those cards, will you remember not to do it, or will you once again make an excuse?
I put it this way, which is what, face is the mirror of mind, always I believe. I put it this way, there's a price that you have to pay to be nice, often. So you, in both these occasions, you chose to be nice, in the sense that gentleman, not really going overboard about the mistakes that the other person is making, and you went on.
I didn't think of my decision as being that of a gentleman. I just decided not to waste my time on an arbiter who was not going to do his job. It was sort of out of anger, but I realized kind of fatalism. This is the way the world is. Let's deal with it. But I'm generally a fairly easygoing person. I don't seek out conflict. So it's also to my advantage not to have conflictual situations. Sometimes, in those days, I really strongly felt that if I didn't have a conflict, if I had a conflict, it would affect my game more than my opponent. So it wasn't entirely altruistic thing. Altruistic. Some of it was pragmatic as well. Not in a I want to be a nice guy sense, but how much energy do I want to this? Is in my best interest to pursue this, or shall we just get back to the chessboard? And I should remember to focus there, because winning the game is what's going to make this decision right. That was my train of thought, or at least, but maybe I deceived myself. Maybe sometimes you just have to fight the system to get what you want. To some degree, I would say in later matches we applied that.
You learn it from there.
I learned the lesson that you can't give too much ground. You can't be pushed around. And I believe that in my later matches, I did that. Or I should probably credit my wife there. Aruna would negotiate all the contracts, and she took a much harder line in general. So,
yeah, what you told me, another theory that I believe in, and I say everybody who works with me, and if I intend to mentor anyone, I keep telling them that do everything which you feel is in best interest of yourself. You don't have to live for others. Live for yourself. Do best to you, but be aware of what is best for you. So at that point in time, when you took the decisions, you did that pros and cons calculation, and you arrived at the conclusion what you did. And maybe through your learning in later part of your life, when this similar incidents recurred, you have taken another stance. So you learned from there and went and applied. So perfectly fine. It goes exactly where, it corroborates the champion that I'm talking to. These are the things which make a champion. Anand, how important is packaging for you?
How do you mean packaging?
Packaging is the sense that how, like for instance, I think you talked about this in your book, that Maurice first presented a jacket to you, a checkered gray jacket, and from then you started becoming conscious about dressing up well. Then you also had put your foot down where Carlson appeared in jeans for one of the tournaments. And you are one of the well-dressed personalities that I've seen. By the way, I'm seeing one of the first interviews that I've seen of yours was Rendezvous with Simi Grewal, which is about 27 years back. I must compliment you that you haven't changed much in 27 years.
Okay, we're connecting a lot of threads. I would say unrelated. When I was growing up, my father had a different attitude towards formal clothes. He loved wearing them. He kept his favorite suit, he had his ties, he had his safari jackets, and as becomes a government servant. I mean, he was a government servant, very high up in the railways, and he thought, well, this is how you do things, and he tried hard, but just like any teenager, I would rebel, and I'm sure you did it as well. I wanted to just sit around in the most casual clothes and thing, and that's fine. When I got my Padma Shri and my Arjuna awards, so I was still a teenager for both, 15 and 17. And in both cases, I wanted to wear kids to Rashtrapati Bhavan. And my father, you could see, it contradicts everything he knew, but at the same time, how much should he impose his will? So he gave up. He said, well, just wear the jacket and I'll close my eyes and we'll go to the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So, and there's still photos of me. I've got a little blazer on and thing, and I've got kids underneath. My poor father. But by the time when Maurice told me that, I appreciated his advice, but I saw his point. I wasn't against it. I would still wear formal clothes for the opening and closing because it wasn't a huge point of contention. It wasn't something I was unaware of. I mean, my father had been working on it for a long time. When I first played in Wijkenzee in the Netherlands, I won the tournament in my first attempt, but I had no idea how to wear a tie and I didn't know how to call my father. And also, how was he going to tell me on the phone? So I went to one of the other players, an older player, and said, well, by any chance, do you know how to wear a tie? Because I had seen him in a tie. He said, yes, I know how to wear a tie. I'll show you. And then he first showed me, and it's more or less the method I use because my father taught me something similar. But he also said, I'll give you one, I'll do one for you, and you can keep it as a backup in case you don't remember. But anyway, so that's nice. And the Carlson thing is totally unrelated. It has nothing to do with any values about thing. Simply that there was a dress code that was in the contract for all the participants before the tournament. We had been enforcing it for all the other players. And so we could hardly make an exception. The arbiter informed him of the need to follow the dress code. He refused, and there was no appeal. And so the arbiter's decision sailed through.
Oh.
So nowadays I enjoy dressing up, and maybe it's something that you get as you get older. I mean, I'm still very happy in casual clothes and bumming around the house, but I'm also happy to wear something nice and go out. It makes you feel good.
So who chooses your wardrobe?
Obviously depend heavily on my wife for guidance. The problem is not even guidance. It's knowing whether something is appropriate first, but it's also awareness. She follows the subject more closely, so she has more starting points. She knows, you like to wear this. I know something which might be of interest to you. It's similar. This person was wearing it, that person was wearing it, whatever, and she might recommend something to me. And most of the time, what I appreciate in her is that she might recommend something to me that I would never have considered on my own. And that's the real benefit. I mean, I can always I have this typical, nobody will get fired if you buy an IBM, if you remember the expression.
Yeah.
I have this typical attitude that nobody can protest if I wear a tie.
Yeah.
It's not that I wear it because I love ties, but because, nobody can sue you afterwards. So, and sometimes that betrays a lack of imagination, but nowadays I'm happy to wear something imaginative if I think it's in the right taste and so on.
Very nice.
So,
good to know. Good to know.
A bit of that.
Just one subject that we cannot just avoid discussing with a personality like you, which is AI. It's the biggest threat. I've seen how an AI is generating an actor's face in a split of a second and then creating another actor's. They can combine all the traits of an actor and come up with a character which will sweep the audience off their feet. Now all these were in the subjective domain. The game that you played, chess, I believe that there's very limited subjectivity in the game. It's very objective, very calculative, very logical there, which is where possibly AI would be the biggest threat. Do you think that chess would face any kind of threat with the advent of AI, like computers started beating chess players, and you have that incident with Nikhil Kamath, right? He was playing against you and he was using an AI machine, support from a machine. So will chess face any kind of challenge with the advent of AI compared to any other sport or game?
First of all, to answer this question, we must probably separate AI from computing, because there were the old style brute force computing, which is simply running, executing programs. And so if you take Deep Blue back in 97, they were trying to program chess wisdom into the...
That's the difference between computing and AI. The AI learns itself.
And we were chess turned out to be accessible to even computing. Computers have been much stronger than us for at least 25 years. And so initially it was touch and go, but then they just kept on increasing in strength. And by the time AI came along, so that is these new neural networks, not quite ChatGPT, but self-learning and all these things. That has cracked a lot of things that the first were not accessible. They cracked Go. You couldn't crack Go before because the game was much too big. It's a 19 by 10 board, and so it was much too big. AI could come up with human-like strategies and defeat them. If something is much better than you, then your approach changes from trying to find the answers to trying to find the right questions to ask.
Absolutely.
There's no stopping it, so we might as well accept it.
You have to accept.
But I think there will be some balance of power eventually.
Yes, it will have to be. So you were upset about that incident, right, where Nikhil used a computer while playing with you.
I suspected something was wrong because he had made too many accurate moves in a row, and but I don't have the ability to then be 100% sure that thing. Whereas a computer will match that and say, in the billion game database we have, no human is able to match that kind of precision for that many moves in a row. Certainly somebody can make one fantastic move, even two, but as a whole sequence, just the probability just
Diminishes,
craters.
yeah.
Right. And then, well, once the game, once chess.com flagged it, then it was pretty straightforward, and that was that. And he more or less said as much. Maybe from his point of view, it was just a prank, and for me, it was a charity event. So
No, you
it
can't
was
do a-
more.
you
It
can't
was
do
more
a-
just for the.
Do a prank with the all-time greats.
Sure, I mean, it is what it is, but yeah, it would have been better.
So
It did
there
not
I come
happen.
back. That's again you're being a nice person. I mean, no matter how much aggressive and how much deceptive you are across the chessboard. Now that brings me to this context. You know, in real life, the connotation with chess is not a very positive one. Somebody when calls somebody Shatranj ki khilari, they actually mark him with the fact that he's a scheming person, he's a deceptive person, he's a strategist. Do you think it's unfair to chess?
No, because chess is one of those fields in life where the participants lose themselves in it. You could just as easily make the case that musicians, people with an art form that requires total immersion, and they only think of that.
I mean, politicians often call the Shatranj ke khilari. The connotation is not always positive, which I thought is unfair to the game of chess.
It's an unfair stereotype because it's
Yes.
too narrow.
Yes.
But lots of stereotypes are unfair, and nonetheless, we persist in them. The other way to look at it is that it's a pity that once upon a time, that's the only thing the audience wanted to see. So the film producer, the filmmaker, or the ad maker thing is bringing that stereotype because he knows that's what the audience expects.
Right.
And so there is a self-fulfilling narrative here. But nowadays, you get to see chess players in a much wider range of roles, if you like. And I think this problem is contained now. Yes, there are some self-absorbed players, but there are also a lot of players who you can talk to about other subjects, like there always was. This was always a very narrow stereotype, and also as chess becomes more and more popular, you become sort of more mainstream, and then you lose these cultish elements slightly. Maybe once upon a time, chess was escape for people who wanted to escape the world, and now we are less so.
Very well said, and exactly that's what I feel. I think the chess as a game has come a full circle. India was the inventor of this game. I think Chaturanga was there, and then finally, after going through the Muslim world and then European and to the West, it's coming back. India is, according to me, poised to become the superpower of chess, and that is going to be a huge branding for our country. Our country is known by the Prime Minister's name now. Anywhere I go, Mr. Modi is one of the huge brand ambassador for India. So is Bollywood, yoga, Ayurveda, etc. But chess, when chess starts deriving that connotation, where it inculcates a sense of pride in our country, while the country is known to be the champion of chess, which is when this unfair connotation would naturally make its way to a much more favorable and fair connotation. And I'm very happy that Anand, the whole country, we feel very secure that the future of chess in India is in the safe hands of Mr. Viswanathan Anand, the greatest of all time that India has ever produced, and in fact the greatest sportsman that the entire continent has ever produced. I have a small ritual for all my guests. I have a small gift for you. Here is a duologue pen. That's from my side to you. I hope you'll like it.
Thank you.
And here's the duologue book where all my guests, they pen down a message for me, for the show, their good wishes, their blessings, their encouragement, their feelings about this show. So if you can pen something down for me. That's your pin?
Yeah. Thank you. So this is something very special for me. These are a traditional veshti and kurta.
Oh, this is so very good.
Designed with Indian motifs.
By Akhil?
By my son Akhil, that's right.
Yep. That is very, very nice. Very
This
elegant.
came out of a collab with a company called Hasta.
Oh, this is the veshti.
Yes. And these are his designs, and they produce it.
This is brilliant. I would love to wear them someday. And maybe I hopefully will be able to carry them too.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.